Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to my all fellows. I hope that you are fine. Welcome to our today lecture. Our today lecture is based on the detection of heteroscedasticity. So in this lecture, I am going to tell you that how can we check the problem of heteroscedasticity in the data. So what you have to do, first of all, you have to bring your Excel data into your reviews file. So I will copy my data into reviews, then go to file, new, work file, start the enter the start and end date of your data, then press OK, then go to quick empty group and paste your data here. Okay, so after bringing your data into a views file, first of all you have to do run this model on based on OLS by simple applying OLS on it. So first select your dependent variable, then select your independent variable, then open as equation. Okay, uh, write C, which is for constant after the dependent variable. Here I am going to select the least square method. Okay, press enter. So here is the result for OLS. But in this lecture we have no concern about the OLS estimation as we have discussed the OLS estimation and their interpretation in our earlier lecture in very detail. So in today's lecture we are going to check the problem of heteroscedasticity. So what you have to do, you have to go to view. In this option, go to residual diagnostic. Then here at the last option, you can see it is showing heteroscedasticity test. So apply heteroscedasticity test by clicking on it. So when you click on it, there are certain methods which you can use for applying or for checking the problem of heteroscedasticity test. So let's suppose uh, we are going to with the first test. Okay, which is Brosh Pagan Godfrey test. Click on OK, and here are your results. So what is the H naught or null hypothesis? That there is no hetero in the data. And what is its alternative hypothesis, which is H1? There is problem of hetero in the data. So how can we reject and accept the alternative hypothesis? So you have to look at the probability value of observed R square. Okay, you have to look at the probability value of observed R square. If the probability value of observed R square is less than 0.05, you have to reject the null hypothesis. Okay, if the probability value of observed square is less than 0.05, you have to reject the uh, null hypothesis. I will write here, if the p value of observed, which is this one, observed R square, if the probability value of observed R square is less than 0.05, then reject the null hypothesis. Okay, and in our case our probability value of observed R square is greater than 0.05, which means that we have to accept the null hypothesis, which indicate that there exists a problem of heteroscedasticity test in our data. So what are the consequences and what are the solution for heteroscedasticity test? for heteros problem. We will discuss all these issues in our upcoming videos, but our today video is based on just to check how how we can detect the problem of heteroscedasticity test in our data. So in this video, in this lecture, I am going to tell you only about how to detect the problem of heteroscedasticity test. But in our upcoming lectures, we also discuss that what are the consequences of the heteroscedasticity test, what are the reasons for the heteroscedasticity test, and how can we remove it. We will discuss these all issues in our upcoming. There are certain other tests you can apply one by one, all of them, for checking the problem of hetero. Let's suppose when you go to the residual diagnostic and heteroscedasticity test, here you can see that Harvey test, Glacier test, Arch and White test. These all tests will give you the same result, but why there are certain different tests? There is the difference between their theory and their steps of calculation of their values. You can see these all in the theory. I will try to discuss the theory behind these behind these tests in upcoming lectures. But all of them, white noise is considered the most prominent test for the checking of white noise test. The difference between all these tests and the white noise test is that it includes cross term. It includes the scale of the cross term. Other variable only take the scale of independent variable, but in white noise, white test, it take the scale of cross term. Okay, so when you apply it, okay, here you can see that these results are showing cross term square. Okay, okay. FDI into FA, it is cross term. FDI into ED, it is also called cross term. Okay, when one independent variable is multiplied with other independent variable, it is called cross term. The same method is applied for observed R square. If its observed R square probability value is less than 0.05, then we reject the H naught. If probability value is greater than 0.05, then we have to accept H naught. In this case, the probability value is also greater than 0.05, which means that we have to accept H naught, which means that there exists a problem of hetero in our data. Similarly, you can apply all other tests. So this is it for today lecture. If you have any question regarding heteroscedasticity checking, you can ask me. And the theory behind heteroscedasticity, as I told you earlier, that we will discuss the problem, what are the consequences, what are the reasons, and what are the solution for hetero in our upcoming lectures. But in this lecture, we discuss only how to detect the problem of hetero. I hope you enjoyed our today lecture. Please give me your feedback, and if you have any query or any question, you can ask me. Okay.